For many, a glass of red wine is a delicious treat, an enjoyment bolstered by the medical community's findings of the health benefits of red wine. But what if wine isn't your thing? Can you still get those benefits? Wall Street Journal reporter Denise Roland joins us from London to discuss the development of what amounts to red wine in a pill. Hi, Denise. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tanya.
So, Denise, how far back does the medical community's feelings about the benefits of red wine go?
Well, it actually goes back quite a while. Back in the late 1980s, a scientist called Dr. Reno identified that French people had lower risks of heart disease despite eating fatty diets with cheese and red meat. He called this the French paradox and basically hypothesized that it had something to do with their higher consumption of wine.
And were they able to then isolate the component in red wine that had those health benefits?
Well, the discovery of the health-causing substance sort of came later. Some scientists then in the late 90s, early 2000s were looking at these pathways in cells that seem to be associated with long life. They basically tested a bunch of different compounds against this gene, and one of the compounds that came out was called resveratrol. That compound is found in red wine, and that was kind of when they squared the circle and thought, well, perhaps this is the thing that is bringing the health benefits.
So this resveratrol has been isolated. Have they been able to then test it on its own yet? Do scientists have enough evidence that that in and of itself has health benefits?
Right, well, they've done a bunch of animal studies that link resveratrol with all kinds of benefits, such as helping with diabetes, with Alzheimer's, even with cancer. The problem has been that they have very limited human evidence that it can work. There are a handful of studies. One recent one on Alzheimer's showed that resveratrol seemed to affect the levels of a substance in the blood that is associated with Alzheimer's. Another one seemed to show that resveratrol could help improve movement in children with a disorder called Friedreich's ataxia. That's a movement disorder that causes them to lose control of their limbs over time. So there are limited and a small number of human studies that it works, but it's still very small, and one of the problems is that you need to give resveratrol at an extremely high dose in humans to make it work.
So obviously scientists aren't going to, right, they're not going to say drink a whole bottle of red wine to get enough of this resveratrol, correct?
Right, yeah, well the Alzheimer's, yeah.
I'm so sorry. So is this pill that's being developed, does it have a super high dose of resveratrol?
It does not. So the problem is when you give a high dose of resveratrol, you get these side effects, such as diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration. So the aim now is to develop a pill that can use a very small amount of resveratrol, but still be effective. They are doing that in a couple of different ways. One group of scientists in Florida thinks that they've basically reformulated resveratrol in a way that can prevent its breakdown by the liver. Another group in Australia think that giving resveratrol alongside other elements found in red wine, like antioxidants and things called chelating agents, could somehow boost resveratrol's activity and make it more effective so that you could give it at a lower dose.
So, Denise, it seems that this pill is still a long time coming. So until then, is the best method for getting what you need out of the wine just to have a glass or two a day, a week? What do doctors recommend?
Well, it's kind of complicated. I think the health guidance right now is veering towards saying, any health benefits of red wine are outweighed by the alcohol and the harms of that. On the other hand, it seems that drinking a glass of red wine is the only way to take resveratrol in a way that will be absorbed by the body.
So you have to make your own decisions there. I think I will opt for that red wine. Thank you so much, Denise, for that.